Imagine this, it's 2 a.m. A 24-year-old sitting at his desk, not studying, not working, just staring at the ceiling. He has a degree. He has done everything right, studied hard, passed his exam, got decent grades. But right now at 2 a.m., he's doing in the math in his head. His salary barely covers rent. And he has no savings. He feels stuck in a job that he did not even really choose. And the worst part, he has no idea about how he got here. Because he did everything told him to do. Now I want to think about something. That guy, that 24-year-old staring at the ceiling, he's not lazy. He's not stupid and he did not fail. He just made five mistakes that nobody ever warned him about. Just five mistakes that almost every student makes. Five mistakes that are so normal, so accepted, so built into the system that most people do not even recognize them as a mistakes until it's too late. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what those five mistakes are today. And if you are a student right now, this might be the most important video you watch this in this year. Mistake number one, and I want you to really hear this one. Imagine two students, same college, same course, same grades, and same opportunities. Student A finishes his final exam and thinks, okay, now I am ready. And now I will start working on my goals. Now I will figure out what I really want, and now I will begin. And the next side, student B, on the day of that same final exam, has already been building for 2 years. A small project, a YouTube channel, a skill he taught himself, something. And after 5 years later, these two people are living completely different lives. Not because one of smarter, and not because one got lucky, but because one of them was waiting to feel ready, and one of them understood something critical. Ready is a feeling that exactly never comes. And think about every big thing that you have been putting off, and starting that business, learning that skill, making that video, and writing that first post. What you are waiting for? More time, more money, more confidence, or more knowledge? Here's what nobody tells you exactly. Every single person who has done something significant, they started before they were ready. Every entrepreneur, every creator, every person who built something real, they all started with doubt, with fear, with incomplete knowledge, and with no guarantee it would work. And also the difference between them and everyone else is not talent exactly. It's not resources, it's simply that they started anyway. Just do it. There is a concept in psychology called the action confidence loop. Most people believe confidence comes first and that you have to feel confident before you act. But the research consistently shows the opposite. And the confidence is a built through action. You act, you learn, you improve, and that improvement creates a confidence, which leads to more action. And waiting for the confidence before acting, that means you are waiting for something that can only come from being from the thing you are avoiding. So, if you are sitting there right now, which is something you have been saying you will start a channel or a project, business, or habit, let this be the moment you decide. Not next month, not after exams, not when things calm down. Mistake number two, and this one is going to be the uncomfortable for a lot of people watching right now. There was a study done tracking the daily habits of university students across multiple countries. The average student spends between 4 to 6 hours per day on their phone, scrolling social media, watching short videos, and consuming the content that entertains about builds nothing. And 4 to 6 hours every single day. Now think about what 4 hours a day actually means. That's a 28 hours a week, 100 hours a month, more than 1,400 hours a year. That's a 60 full days of 2 entire months of your life. Every single year spent scrolling. And here's the thing that makes this truly dangerous. That it does not feel like wasting time. It's what makes it a trap. When you scroll for hours, your brain releases a small amount of dopamine with every new post, every new video, and every swipe. It feels stimulating. It feels like you are doing something. But when you stop, when you finally put your phone down, you have nothing. No skill, no progress, no product. Nothing was built, nothing was created, and nothing moved forward. Compare that to someone who takes even one of those hours every day and use it to learn something, a programming language, a video editing, writing, design, a fashion, financial knowledge, anything that compounds over time. In 1 year, that person has 365 hours of focused skill building behind them. The scroller has 1,400 hours of content they cannot even remember. I'm not saying stop watching videos and trying. I'm not saying the entertainment is wrong, but rest is matters. But there is a critical difference between intentional rest and mindless numbing. The most successful young people in the world are not disciplined robots. Who never have fun. They simply made a decision that some portion of their time every day should practice something, not just consume something. 1 hour. That is all. 1 hour a day of building something real, and in 2 years of your life looks completely different from everyone who kept scrolling. Mistake number three, and this one I want you to think about something. You spent roughly 15 years in school. 15 years of education, mathematics, science, history, languages, and also the subjects that took hundreds of hours of your life to learn. Exactly. Now tell me, how many of those hours taught you how money actually works? How many hours taught you the difference between an asset and a liability? And also, how many hours explained compound growth, the single most powerful financial concept in existence? And how many hours showed you the difference between active income and passive income? Exactly. And between your trading your time for money and building something what earns while you sleep. For the most people, the answer is zero. And this is not your fault. And the school system was exactly designed to produce employees, people who work for organization, follow the instruction, and receive a salary. And it was never designed to produce financially free people. That knowledge was never part of your curriculum, because here financially free people who do not need employees. So what happens? Students graduate with the knowledge of quadratic equations, but they have no idea about how to manage their first salary. They start earning sometimes decent money with his hand, and within the weeks most of it's gone. Not because they are irresponsible, but because nobody ever taught them what to do with that money. And there is no plan also. But this is a concept called lifestyle inflation. Every time your income increases, your spending increases to match it, and you never actually get ahead. Because the most people fail into this trap without realizing it, because they were never taught to see it. And the fix is not complicated. It is one book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. You can finish it in a week, and I promise you, the way you think about money after reading that book, it will be permanently different from how do you think about it today. And also, financial knowledge is not taught; it has to be self-taught. And the students who learn it early, even the basics, make completely different decision. And with a single rupee, they earn for the rest of their life. Mistake number four. This is the one I promised you at the beginning, and I need you to really sit with this one, because it is the mistake that keep most people stuck for years, sometimes decades, without them ever understanding why. In the 1990, a researcher named Dr. David McClelland at Harvard University conducted a long-term study on success and achievement, and he followed the thousands of people over many years and tracked what separated the ones who thrived from those who stayed stuck. His conclusion was simple and absolute. The people who habitually spend time with, he called them your reference group, determine up to 95% of your success or failure in your life. 95%. Yeah. It's not your intelligence, not your degree, not your talent, and also not your family background. The people who choose to surround yourself with. Think about the people you spend most of your time with right now. Do they have goals? Do they talk about building something? And do they read books, learn skills, think about their future seriously? Or do they mostly talk about entertainment, gossip, passing time? But one environment will pull you forward, and one will keep you exactly where you are, not through bad intentions, but through normalization. And when everyone around you treats mediocrity as a normal, mediocrity becomes your normal. When everyone around you has no urgency about their future, you lose urgency too, slowly, quietly, without noticing. And this does not mean you abandon of your friends or family, but it does mean you need to be deliberate about who you let influence your thinking. Find the people, even online, who are building something, even on LinkedIn also. Follow creators who challenge you. Read the books written by people who have done what you want to do, and listen to podcasts from the people who think about differently about time and money and goals. Let their standard become your new normal, because your environment, more than any other factor, will determine who you become. So let us go back to that 24-year-old sitting at his desk at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering how he got here, despite doing everything right. He waited to feel ready, and also so he never started anything of his own. He spent 4 hours a day consuming, so he never built anything. And he had a zero financial knowledge, so every rupee he earned slipped through his banks. So every rupee he earned slipped through his hands. And also he kept the wrong people around him. So mediocrity became his normal without him noticing. And he lived entirely for his today, so the years passed and nothing compounded. Five mistakes, each one invisible on its own. Together they built the ceiling he was now staring at. But here is what I need you to understand. And this is the most important thing in entire video. Every single one of those mistakes is flexible. And right now today you don't need to earn money, you don't need to be a perfect circumstance, you don't need to have it all figured out, and you just need to make one slightly better decision than yesterday, then repeat, and that tomorrow, and the day after that. Small decision compound over the time to become a completely different life